pressure. If he has his own pressure, it's going to be a lot of who decides to pressure who and how they go. It's going to be a lot of blind luck.
Yeah, you know, and it is a map, it is on Daybreak, a map where it is generally safe to play economic-centered early on, but I think that's where Leenock can throw in those wrenches, you know, like throw in those 10 pools, like you said. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to open up strategy-wise in this best of 3.
Yep. And even though it's going to be some blind luck, these two players, we know it's going to be a lot of skill.
Oh, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. Guys, this is our last best of 3 here at stream number 1. Hope you guys are ready. Leenock versus Xigua, ZvZ. Winner advances to the next round in the winner's bracket round of 5. This is the IPL.
Welcome to IPL 5 Daybreak.
Spawned here in the top right corner, we have the red ZvZ. He's one of the best young players in StarCraft 2. MLG champion 2 times over, he is.
FXO Leenock.
That was awesome camera introduction. And his opponent in the bottom left corner, coming from the China Regional Qualifier, seated directly here. It's his first match. He'll need your support. He is.
Invictus Gaming Xigua.
All right. We know our players, we know our game. I'll go ahead and start off with a little bit of knowledge here. Daybreak, really big map. So if a player was going to do just the standard 10 pool, a lot of times the player can hold, even with a 15 hatch. So it's nice to see, well in this case, Xigua is playing defensively. He's making a 15 hatch. Maybe he's really, really afraid. And Leenock, on the other hand, going ahead and going a hatch first, I wouldn't be surprised to see him even pull gas before spawning pool, because whenever Leenock does something like this, he just goes for it. And very rarely is he wrong with this sort of play.
Yeah, and you know, just like you said, it is a little bit, since it is big, you know, hatch first is generally accepted to be pretty safe. So we'll see what players really choose to do from this opening build order.
6 pool kills it, but that's we're not there, so.
Right. Oh yeah, 6 pool, pull all the drones, and completely overwhelm your opponent.
It's a good build. It's a good build. It would have won. You know, I mean, that's one of those things where we mock it, right? Oh, it's a 6 pool. Anyone could do it. Anyone could have just won this game with that 6 pool if they microed. Like, amazing, right? I mean, I guess that's the trick, right? A lot of times that mobile micro is very difficult, especially on the spot.
Couldn't agree more, Chef. As we've been seeing more and more, you know, ZerG, especially in ZvZ, the very small things of controlling everything, every single Zergling hit that you take, pulling them back, drones early on. It can make a big difference to going into the mid game of losing a few drones here and there. I think I want to say Killer once famously said at a Homestar Cup that, you know, in ZvZ he feels like drones are worth 3 times more than other Zerg matchups. So you might as well multiply it by 3. If you're down 3 drones, you might as well consider yourself down by 9 drones.
Huh, interesting way to put it. Early on here, the fight is definitely for speed and then for banelings, and Leenock has the quicker speed, so he's going to have map control for a very crucial period of time. Xigua is trying to scout with a couple of lings, even pulling them right back, and Leenock doesn't have to do anything. He can kind of just wait until he gets speed, and then he can pressure with any amount of Zerglings, and the amount of Zerglings that he pressures with is going to probably force Xigua to make a lot of defense, and it could be different. Xigua could have just be very, very brave and just not expect nothing. Expect, even with that speed advantage, Leenock probably won't abuse it. And I don't know. It's one of those things where it's going to be a spot call for Leenock if he's going to decide to make these 2 injects into Zerglings and abuse that quicker speed, or just play passively, knowing that hopefully or probably because of this, Xigua has to play a little bit defensively of his own.
Yeah, and you have to be really cautious too, because we might have a scenario similar to what we saw Hyun versus Boom Boom, where, you know, Boom Boom did have a momentary Zergling advantage, but he got caught without speed and he lost everything.
Xigua just spent 2 Queen Energy patches on crew tumors. He made 2 crew tumors right now. That's very unique, I guess, the way to put it. I haven't
what
seen
do you think
that done.
about that?
Well, it's going to give him good map control, or good map vision, I guess is the best way to put it, not control. And, you know, he's going to be behind on workers if it just goes to a normal game. Now, Leenock has 8 larvae here that he's using, and Xigua doesn't.
Yeah, and that should immediately cue. I mean, he did see a little bit of an extension of creep, so that gives Leenock an idea of how his opponent spent his queen energy. You see Leenock being a little bit defensive with his banelings, but only one does go down for 3 zerglings, so it's not the worst trade in the world.
No, it's fine. And if you look at it, Xigua does actually have more drones. However, he's way behind on zerglings. There are 22 zerglings here for Leenock to the 6 of Xigua. But Xigua does have a spine, so that was the defense that I meant that he needed to make. He made it. He's making a few banelings, and even though he did make those 2 creep tumors here, he's still managing to keep up. He's ahead by 7 workers or 21, or you know, some amount of workers. But this is going to be the pressure right here. Leenock's going to try and, you know, bust him, just end the game right here with this huge amount of lings, and it's all going to come down to baneling control.
Yeah, and the second spine crawler is going to be invaluable if he's given enough time. The spine crawler trying to target them down. Leenock just going straight and killing off the spine crawler. Oh, but look at how many banelings are being morphed right now. 17 in production. And that's going to be a tall order. Just look at how many zerglings Leenock has. Oh, but a big detonation for Xigua is going to be proved to be valuable. That big amount of explosion was very, very key.
Here they come, man. These zerglings, they're saying, hey, how are you doing today? I plan on coming to end this game right here.
Oh, but a huge amount of banelings are trying to detonate. A great trade for Xigua, but he still has to save all of these drones. Leenock invested so much of his gas, but the drones can't go anywhere.
Wow.
And he gets the baneling nest at the same time. 2 for 1.
That's some serious pressure right there.
That was nasty, man.
If Xigua could have held those drones the last little bit, he had a chance to, you know, come out of it really, really well. But now there's even more banelings. The baneling nest is destroyed. There are a few roaches, but I don't know exactly how well they're going to do. They're not being microed that well. The zerglings are getting the queen. The banelings are running up. How many more drones can he kill? And he's still going to be safe at home. Plenty of lings.
One baneling is going to detonate on a couple drones, making him very weak for the zerglings to pick off. Zerglings have also picked off the queen. So these things are compounding over time. Xigua is falling behind in injects. He's losing more and more drones. As a result, he can't keep up in the gas intake, and Leenock's already prepared a lot of units back at his natural just in case of a counterattack. He's surrounding and killing off roaches. That's so valuable. Xigua almost has nothing left, and just look at how many workers Leenock's killed, 22.
Yeah, at this point, that's such a snap call. Hey, I'm going to make 17 banelings and go for you. That's one of those decisions that only Leenock could make. It's a very difficult decision to make, for sure. But it worked out. He's making him again. He's saying, okay, I think I can kill you. And at this point, I think he can too. I don't think, no matter how many roaches he has, the fact that he's still being forced to make so many roaches and not drones, while Leenock is ahead, it's just a really good position.
Oh man, I mean, roaches are good against baneling ship, but there's way too many banelings that the roaches can't even hold the floodgates. The zerglings are coming in. GG is called. Leenock, patent aggression, patent game number 1 win.
I like it.
In your opinion, what should Xigua have done differently? Should he just have evacuated the natural and just stop trying to defend it so much with his drones initially on? Like, what could he have done differently reactively to that?
All right, well, if you looked at it, the drones were always kind of running away, almost in a panic together. If you look at them, if they'd split up into maybe 5 or 6 different patches, forcing banelings to go into each patch and explode there, it's really difficult to correctly place 17 banelings on drones perfectly. And Xigua just had to defend. He needed maybe a couple more spines, a couple more banelings, maybe just a transfuse with one of those queens on one of those spines to kind of catch Leenock off guard. And he got really, really nice trades for banelings. Yeah. He just didn't have even 10 less banelings. He only had like 4, right? Compared to 17. That's, no matter how well you micro, generally that's a tough fight.
Yeah, he traded like 3 for like 8 or 9. That was awesome. But I mean, Leenock just had way too much. He overdrone. He was up by like 12 workers at one point, something insane like that. The larva advantage was too large for Leenock as he's carried it all the way to game number 1. Now I kind of have this this funny joke that I have with Greetor, where like if it's a ZvZ, I always feel like it's always like whatever map number 1 it is. Like if it's like Ohana or something, it's always like Daybreak and Cloud Kingdom as game 2 and 3.
Okay.
So I'm expecting a Cloud Kingdom pick, but they're still choosing, so anything can happen.
Okay, I like it.
I think it makes sense. Put money on it.
I won't.